Yeah, man, what they do. Thank you for tapping in with Channel 31. You know I'm tapping in with my boy.
Duh.
So you know what we got going on, man. We back with another reaction video. This right here is a Johnny Arnett video. This right here is like my favorite NBA YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? He covers like old school YouTube, old school NBA. Like he doesn't just cover like the new school. He covers the new school, but he gives you an in depth of the like 70s, 80s, even the 60s, 90s. So
His name was what?
Johnny Arnett.
Johnny Arnett.
Super underrated. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Let us know what y'all think about this content. If we should do more videos from Johnny. But yeah, this video is every player that should have a statue.
I think like every player that got a statue should have one, right? Like
yeah, but
who don't got one? You think that should have one?
We're gonna see.
Yeah.
I can't even tell you who don't got statues. On being honest, there's probably a lot of people don't got. I know Kobe got a statue.
I'm gonna say AR. They just gave him one.
D Wade about to get one.
They doing them one though. Like, let me see.
At the time I'm making this video, only 14 players in NBA history have been honored with a statue outside of their arena. And I mean that very specifically, outside of an NBA arena. These are the 14 players listed on the screen.
Alright, so these are the 14 players with statues outside of the arenas. You got Julius Erving, Kobe, Mike, Kareem, Magic, Jerry West, George Mikan, Shaq, Wilt, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Dominique Wilkins, Elgin Baylor, and Dirk. I mean, shit, all them guys deserve it.
Yeah, facts.
And they had some of the most impressive NBA careers
Hall
of
Famers.
all time.
Shout out Johnny, man.
Now I will say, there has been NBA players who have got statues in other locations. This might be at colleges, practice facilities, and so on. And these are those players listed on the screen.
Okay, so the players around the world with a statue in general, not in front of the NBA arena. Bill Russell, Bob Pettit, Charles Barkley, Moses Malone, Larry Bird, Drazen Petrovic, Stephon Marbury, Bobby Jones, Billy Cunningham, Hal Greer, Pete Maravich, and George Gervin. Only one I'm a little surprised about. Nah, I can't even say that.
Who, Drazen?
Yeah, but Drazen was nice though, and he died, so that might be one of the reasons why he got a statue.
I'm gonna be real. That the last thing you said shouldn't factor in if you get a statue. Now I know that's something.
Nah, but he was but the reason why I said that is because he was such a great player.
Okay.
And he died in the middle of him being a great. It wasn't like he was on the decline. He was on the rise. Like,
so he was still playing when he died.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he was in his prime. He was about to
Damn.
start taking over. Like, it was him. I forgot the other. It was like they had like a nice little big three over there in New Jersey, like for the Nets. And then he ended up dying, and then it kind of like set them back.
I gotta do some research on him. You know how he died?
I think a car crash when he was like overseas back at home, and
this had to be in the 90s or the 80s.
Yeah, 90s, I believe.
Yeah, see, in the 90s, but everybody died in a car crash. I don't know why it's like that, but
people can't drive.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. Drazen though. He probably was on his way to being a Hall of Famer. He's averaging like a dub when he died.
Now for this video specifically, these ones will not count.
Y'all.
We're only looking at the 14 players who got a statue outside of an NBA arena.
That's perfect.
In order to achieve that honor, a player can't simply be an all-star, a superstar, an NBA champion, or a Hall of Famer. But he's got to have an impact on his franchise that was monumental to that organization, and that will be remembered for decades and decades to come. Today, we're looking at each team within the league, as we go step by step, analyzing who deserves a statue outside of arenas. So let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with my choices.
That's no doubt.
So without further ado, let's get into it.
Draymond too.
First off, the Philadelphia 76ers. Now they already have a statue of Wilt Chamberlain outside of the arena, and that is a fantastic choice, but I also think they need one for Allen Iverson. The answer was one of the most culturally impactful players of all time, and he is absolutely beloved in the city of Philadelphia.
A few months ago.
It might be controversial to say that a player who never won an NBA championship deserves a statue, but for Iverson, I think we should make an exception.
I think he's saying
a couple
outside
players
of the arena,
who might
though.
get suggested is Moses Malone and Joel Embiid.
Was it outside of the
But
arena?
personally, I would hold off on those for now. Now the Milwaukee Bucks. As things currently stand, well, Embiid. But personally, I would hold off on those for now.
Nah, he ain't getting one. Nah.
Now the Milwaukee Bucks. As things
really
currently stand, they have no statues outside of their arena, which is crazy considering their rich history within the NBA.
That is crazy.
They absolutely need Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was for a while the NBA's all-time leading scorer. He went to the finals multiple times with the Bucks. He won several MVPs with the organization, and they won the NBA championship in 1971. Another player who needs a statue is this guy once he retires, and that's Giannis. He won the NBA championship and the Finals MVP in 2021, and he's put up some absolutely gaudy numbers on his way to a Hall of Fame career. One player who people might suggest is Oscar Robertson. Although he was great, he did join Milwaukee late, and although he won a championship with the organization, Kareem was clearly the best player at the time. Now the Chicago Bulls. They already have a statue of Michael Jordan, but I think they have to have one of Scottie Pippen. Even Michael Jordan said himself that anytime you mention Michael Jordan, you should mention Scottie Pippen. If that's the case, then why are we not seeing a statue outside of Chicago Stadium of Scottie Pippen alongside of Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan was before Scottie Pippen showed up. The reality is, he didn't win a championship until Scottie Pippen became an all-star. A couple guys that people would suggest, but I don't think should get one, is Dennis Rodman and Derrick Rose. Rose was incredible, but he never won a championship and he never reached his full potential before the injuries. And as for Dennis Rodman, although he did contribute to the three-peat, he was a role player during that time, and if he had been present for all 6 championships, that would certainly help his case.
Yeah, facts.
Now the Cleveland Cavaliers. Obviously, he's not retired yet, but they absolutely need a statue of LeBron James. He transformed that organization and led them to the NBA Finals multiple times. And he led them to their first championship in franchise history in 2016, as they defeated the greatest regular season team of all time. Players that may be considered but I wouldn't give a statue to would be Kyrie Irving and Mark Price. Now for the Boston Celtics. Now what's crazy is...
See, like that I can't agree with. Like how Kyrie can't get like... How Scottie Pippen deserve a statue and Kyrie don't deserve a statue. Kyrie, for Cleveland, he deserves a statue. They got one championship.
Yeah, he was that one championship.
Like, and he was putting up 40s a game. Like,
they have one of the richest histories of all time.
That is monumental.
But they actually don't.
That's very monumental for the Cavs.
I mean,
that's their first one.
They only won.
The only one.
Yeah, that's the only championship they got. And y'all came back down 3-1. Like, I don't.
Oh nah. Putting all them in factors, bro. He should definitely have one somewhere. Maybe inside a facility somewhere.
Somewhere.
He should have a statue. Yeah.
Because he the one hit the shot.
I agree.
And if you remember, if you're a real basketball fan, you remember that Game 7.
Yep.
Kyrie was going dumb in the third. He couldn't be stopped, hitting everything. So
don't have any statues outside of their stadium, which is mind-blowing when you look at their rivals, the Los Angeles, outside his histories of all time. But they actually don't have any statues outside of their stadium, which is mind-blowing when you look at their rivals, the Los Angeles Lakers, who can't stop adding to their collection. There's a lot of guys that you could consider for statues, but personally, I think you gotta start with Bill Russell and Larry Bird.
Facts.
Those two need their statues as soon as possible. After that, you look at Paul Pierce, Kevin McHale, John Havlicek, Dave Cowens, and Sam Jones. But personally, I would start with Russell and Bird.
I guess.
Now the Los Angeles Clippers.
You think Paul Pierce deserve one?
The statue?
Yeah.
No. Ain't not even no hating. Nah.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I mean, only reason why I give him a kind of benefit of doubt, he won Finals MVP for them, and they only got like 3 of them in franchise history. So.
Okay, so let me ask you this: like, just because you Hall of Fame don't mean
statue. No,
right?
hell no. Like for you to get a statue, you have to like really put an imprint on the franchise. Like, you know what I'm saying, like you have to really leave your mark. If it's not championships, it had to be like great runs or like you know, like bringing a team out of I feel like AI for what AI was doing, he ain't win no championship, but he helped Philly through a era where they would have been terrible without him, and he was such an impact on the game where it's like, like he was like his cultural impact on the game where he got kids around the world putting on braids, fake tattoos, like stuff like that, kind of get you a statue.
So basically, some shit you can't deny. Like
like
he
it's
was
just
that for us.
like he's just greatness.
You cannot
like
see
the Clippers, they don't got nobody with
Clippers.
statues.
Nah, I can even.
Nah. Unless you want to throw Blake in there, but he ain't.
They're one of the
enough.
newer NBA organizations,
Griffin.
And it's been a real struggle for them to have any
CP3
success,
maybe, but
as they're yet to win an NBA
I don't
championship.
think neither one of them deserve it.
For this reason, I don't think they should have any statues outside of their building.
Smart man, Johnny.
Some that might be considered is Chris Paul and Blake Griffin, and although they had a great impact on that organization, it was not a statue-level impact.
Facts.
Then you have the Memphis Grizzlies, and it's more of the same. They're simply yet to have anyone who's worthy of a statue. They had guys like Pau Gasol and Marc Gasol, and currently they have John Morant, but as things stand today, no one has reached that level.
Ja could possibly be the guy with the statue. If he can win a chip over there, he could get a statue. Because he's probably going to lead the franchise in like points, assists, field goals made, and shit like that. He probably going to have all those franchise records. So.
Very near in the future, he should be getting on in the future.
Oh yeah, I think so.
You think he Grizzly it out?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because Ja that kind of guy. Unless they like really give up on him
or size him.
But I don't see it. Like, and then if I was the Grizzlies, I'm not letting him go. So
yeah, nah, you stuck, buddy.
Yeah, facts.
Is the Atlanta Hawks.
He said Dominique
and they do have one of the greatest scorers in NBA history and one of my favorite dunkers of all time, Dominique Wilkins. He never won a championship, but he did so much for that organization and made them a consistent Eastern Conference contender, despite the fact that he didn't have as much talent as many of his peers. Personally, I think they have to add Bob Pettit, as he's one of the greatest power forwards in NBA history and is one of the most underrated players as well. Some might make the point that he did that for the St. Louis Hawks and not the Atlanta Hawks, but still, he was in a Hawks jersey, and I feel like he deserves to be honored for it. Next is the Miami Heat, and soon they will have Dwayne Wade as their lone statue outside of their stadium.
Should only be one statue out that big.
Weightage.
Just keep it 100. I mean, if you want to make a bronze statue, but he don't need it. He gonna have one in 2 other places, so Braun don't need one for the Heat. That's just me. What you think?
I mean, like you said, he don't. But if they decided to, I wouldn't be mad, cause you know what I'm saying. But like you said, he don't need one, cause
I mean, I wouldn't be mad because he helped us win 2 rings, but at the same time, I don't want his ass up there. Sorry.
Stadium. A couple others who would be considered, but I wouldn't.
No Shaq.
Why Shaq?
No. Because he helped us win the first one.
Wouldn't quite do it is LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Shaquille O'Neal. They had great careers with Miami, and sure, they won championships, but a lot of guys have won championships and don't have statues.
Facts.
And usually, I think you have to be a cornerstone piece for that franchise for many, many years and have the hardware in order to get a statue. And these guys don't exactly meet all those criterias. So I do think Wade should be the only statue outside of their stadium as things currently stand. Next is the Charlotte Hornets. And I simply don't think they've had anyone who's worthy of a statue. Some players they might bring up are Chris Paul, Alonzo Mourning, but without any championships or MVPs, I simply don't see their legacies as statue worthy. Then you have the Utah Jazz, who already have John Stockton and Karl Malone. And personally, I think that's all they should have at the moment. Some people might consider Pistol Pete Maravich or Adrian Dantley, but I think it would be pushing it for either of those guys.
A little bit.
Next is the Sacramento Kings. They simply don't have the most successful history. Some that people might consider, but I don't think are good enough, are Oscar Robertson and Chris Webber.
No, I don't think so.
Next is the New York Knicks. Personally, I think Willis Reed and Walt Frazier absolutely need to have a statue outside of Madison Square Garden. These stars helped the Knicks win 2 NBA championships in the 1970s, and specifically in the case of Willis Reed, his famous comeback from an injury is a monumental moment within the Knicks organization. Some that people might suggest, but I don't think make the cut, are Patrick
Hell
Ewing,
no.
Carmelo Anthony, Bernard King, and Dave DeBusschere.
Patrick Ewing maybe, but no.
Then you have the
Carmelo.
statue-happy Los Angeles Lakers. They already have George Mikan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal. Now I will say this, because of how many statues the Lakers have outside of Crypto Arena, I think the bar is set a little bit lower for them. So a couple players that I think need a statue are actually James Worthy and LeBron James. James Worthy was the third head of the three-headed monster in the 1980s, which are known as the Showtime Lakers.
Facts.
Big Game James was absolutely pivotal for
he
several
definitely
of the
deserved a
Lakers
statue.
championship teams, and he was even the Finals MVP in 1988, as he had one of the greatest Game 7 performances.
Facts.
Damn.
Man had a triple double on 68% from the field in the finals in the game 7.
That's how you go get it. I was not losing.
He definitely deserves a
Of all time.
statue.
The legacy of Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and even the Lakers organization isn't nearly as impressive today if James
It's
Worthy
crazy 'cause all
was
of them
not
is
in a
6'9"
purple and
and
gold
above right
jersey
there.
during
Really?
the 1980s.
Yeah, all
So,
three
7
of them.
foot.
The
7
other
foot,
guy
6'9",
is LeBron
6'9".
James, and he did lead the Lakers to win an NBA championship in 2020.
Yeah, I think.
And he's
deserved
actually
one.
spent quite a few years with the team at this
Only
point.
because he broke the record though.
And he also became the league's all-time leading
points record
scorer
on
while
the
he was
team.
wearing a purple and gold jersey.
And he won
For
a
his
championship,
contribution,
so yeah.
and considering the fact that the Lakers have a lower bar, I do think James should get a statue one day outside of Crypto Arena. Players
But if
that
he
might be
don't, I'm not
considered
mad.
but don't make the cut are Pau Gasol and Anthony Davis. Then we have the Orlando Magic. And personally, seeing that they haven't won a championship banner, and seeing that there haven't been many great players to spend the entirety of their career with that franchise, I don't think they have a statue-worthy player. Some guys that might be considered are Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, Dwight Howard, and Tracy McGrady. But I don't think any of them make the cut.
Pause that.
I'll be doing part...
Now I need you for some history here. So, in Orlando, what's Shaq done in Orlando?
Make it to the finals.
Okay, what about Penny?
Made it to the finals with Shaq. We didn't really do much after Shaq.
Yeah. And Dwight, what Dwight do?
Take him to a finals. Won 3 defensive player of the years.
There?
Yeah. Trying to think if he deserved it, but I don't think
Dwight?
I don't think he deserved it. He could though.
What, three?
He could though. See, like, only reason why I say that, cause like, I don't know, bro. Cause like when you got a statue, like if I have to kind of debate if you should get a statue, you really don't deserve it. You know what I'm saying?
So it just gotta be.
It kind of be like statue, like, cause like Dwight was a great player. Like I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like he wasn't, but you gotta be like the greatest player in your franchise or have the greatest impact. He had a great impact though.
But who was beating three?
Nobody. But what I'm saying is like I really don't know how to explain it. Like I just feel like he was a great player, but the prestige wasn't there. Like he's top tier. Like I feel like that was a Hall of Fame career he had with the Magic. But it's like maybe if he would have went to another finals or maybe if he would have won a ring, maybe. But I don't know. I just don't think he. Because if he get one, then I feel like Shaq should get one too. Because Shaq was better than Dwight in Orlando. And he arguably did a little more for the franchise.
In the statue, right?
Yeah.
What accolades we looking at?
I mean, I would say,
Like, what's
I
the
would say
criteria
for like a
for a
statue,
statue?
I would say maybe like you need like an MVP. You know what I'm saying? If not an MVP, you got to be one of the guys who could win an MVP. All stars, you know, your stats, like where you rank in the all-time stats on for the team. You know, like all the other shit, all NBAs and stuff like that you did with that team. Everything, you know what I'm saying? So that's the stuff I'm counting. Like Dwight had a Hall of Fame career. I mean, if Dwight had a statue, I'm not mad. I just think you would have to put a Shaq statue, and I don't feel like Shaq deserved one either. And that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm basing it.
Yeah. See, like to me though, I feel like how did he win those consecutively?
Yeah, he won them. He won them.
Like
he won them back to back.
That's statue worthy to me, bro. Like even though like you say Shaq was better than him, which was like real obvious Shaq better than him. But like 3, I can't.
See,
I mean, I
don't
guess
know.
that puts you in the Hall of Fame.
I
That
just,
ain't. I guess.
I
That's
just
not
feel
still-
like with a statue, like for me to give you a statue, you would have to undoubtedly be like, all right, like John Stockton and Karl Malone. They got statues because there's nobody else in the history of that team that could like with the shit that they was doing, like they was doing that for 20 plus years. They didn't do that for 6 years or 7 years. That was a 20-year thing that they played together and was doing that. So it's like it's like kind of, I don't know how to explain it. Like D Wade, for example, he spent the whole first part of his career, but it's because D Wade won a championship. He had ended up winning 3 by the time. Like if Dwight would have had a ring, like if he would have won, I would say yeah, cool, because then nobody else has done any. Like nobody else has done nothing to deserve it. But it's like I feel like you have to set that bar to be like, you have to be the GOAT of the franchise, and I feel like it's like a toss up between Shaq and Dwight, and I don't feel like either one of them. Like if I'm going off of the guys who got statues and what they did at them spots that they did, they were like they didn't do enough. Like almost all of them guys who got statues are like icons, legends in them areas. And Dwight resume, like he has the resume of a legend, but he's not remembered like that. You know what I'm saying? Like people try to shit on Dwight. Like, but nobody would ever shit on LeBron legacy in Cleveland. Nobody would ever shit on John Stockton legacy in Jazz. You know what I'm saying? They're always going to be remembered as the GOATs of the franchise. Where 30 years down the line, people may try to discredit what Shaq did, or like, let's just say Paulo get them boys and win them a ring. People going to discredit Dwight and discredit Shaq and say, oh no, Paulo the best player, all because he won a ring and he got the Finals MVP.
So
even though they might have been better
him
players.
A statue if he get that. Like,
What?
Just say he finished off his career with that.
Oh, with one ring?
One ring.
You don't need like a Finals MVP. You'll need to be like.
You know he's gonna have a couple All
You'll
Stars.
need a perennial. You'd have to be an All Star all the time. If you get like, remember we just did the math. So what? 7 All NBAs pretty much put you in Hall of Fame. So if he can get like 9 All NBAs, all with the Magic, win a title, Finals MVP, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I mean, like I say, to me, championship is the highest regard you can. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like only the greatest of the greats, like John Stockton and Karl Malone. Karl Malone was second all time in points. John Stockton number 1 in assists, number 1 in steals, all time in NBA history.
He won in assists by like a landslide, isn't it?
By
like,
a landslide.
Nobody's even close.
Yeah, like 3,000 assists.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, like shit like that, can't sneeze at. Feel me?
Okay.
But Dwight does have 3 Defensive Player of the Year. So like I said, if Dwight gets one, I'm not mad.
Is he Hall of Fame?
Who, Dwight?
He top 75?
He not top 75.
What?
That's what I'm saying. You see how they already like you can't discredit a statue guy. They don't discredit them guys who got them statues. But Dwight already is in that realm of disrespected. You feel what I'm saying?
That's crazy, bro.
That's why it's sick, bro. For as good as Dwight was.
And I like Dwight. No Diddy though.
I mess with Dwight.
Bro, that's crazy.
I mess with Dwight. I think Dwight, you know what I'm saying, was one of the personally, like in his prime when he was not hurt, one of the best centers you can have.
He Hall of Fame to you? I ain't trying to keep talking ahead of you. But he Hall of Fame?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Top 75, top 50, whatever.
Okay.
You can't win Defensive Player of the Year 3 times in a row and not be.
And it's not, I don't know, Rudy Gobert. Like,
no.
He was
really the best defender in the league for sure.
Yeah.
And tackling the other 15 organizations within the league in an upcoming video. So stay tuned for that one. So now that you've heard the first 15 teams within the league, what's your opinion? Who deserves a statue and who doesn't? I look forward to...
So yeah, man, we pretty much just went over that. So we don't got to really go back over that. But I feel like if anybody out of all the guys who he said, I feel like Dwight could have one. Like Dwight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's out the way with Dwight. Like,
yeah, like if he doesn't get one, I wouldn't be mad. If he gets one, I wouldn't be mad. Who else I feel like kind of got snubbed?
I feel like this, twin. This is only how I feel. Yeah. I feel like for leaving him off Hall of Fame,
he should get a statue.
Yeah, like cause that's not right, bro. That's not right. 3 defensive,
and he brought them to the finals. And that team was solid.
Hell no,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think Dwight could get one, but I know he's not gonna get one. I know that for a fact. He's not getting one, but he could get one in my eyes. Did they say Tim Duncan had a statue?
I ain't hear Tim Duncan. I ain't hear too many.
Okay, now maybe he didn't do the Spurs. I think he only did 15 teams.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so for the guys we seen most so far, I feel like it's blasphemy for Kyrie to not have one.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say Dwight, bro, because 3 Defensive Player of the Year, that's not easy to do. Not in a row, at least, because the most in the NBA history is 4. So, I mean, I could say that. Yeah.
And then Wade.
Wade about to have one though.
Oh well, yeah, they did say it was coming for. Who else they got?
Oh yeah, James Worthy. Got to get my guy up there.
Did he say Giannis? Like
he said
it's too early for Giannis though, right?
Yeah, nah, you gotta at least retire.
Yeah, it's too early.
Giannis is getting one though.
Yeah, fact.
That's a fact. And Kareem should get one over there too.
Did they say Oscar Robertson had one?
Nah, he didn't. I mean, I think Oscar should get one, but the thing is, the team that Oscar was greatest on doesn't exist anymore. I think that's kind of part of it. But yeah, I mean, let us know who y'all think should get statues.
Right.
I'm saying I actually like this video. This is a good little basketball discourse. I do feel like Dwight is a little disrespected, and cause my guy was left off top 75, y'all should get my guy a damn
That's the
statue.
least y'all can do.
You could, and if you do that, you gotta throw Shaq up there too. So
Yeah,
just put
Shaq
him
too.
and Shaq and call it a day.
Yeah, facts. Him and Shaq. Yeah, I like that.
Just
Him and
call
Shaq.
it a day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because those are the best. They're both 2 number 1 picks, and feel me. So that's what I think.
Let me know what y'all think down below.
Respectfully, leave some comments in the comment section, man, so we can have some discourse in your comments.
Facts.
Like, comment, subscribe. We up out of here.
We gonna